May of '87. That door opened just like any other day. But the guy standing behind it, he had bigger ideas than the park itself. Aerodynamics sent one of their top folks. We had a good run together back in the day. A couple solid coasters, handshakes over chili dogs. This time though, he wasn't selling twists and loops. He was selling history. 200 foot tall, fast as lightning. Said to be the first of its kind, and if we acted quick, we'd be the first to open it. It wasn't just a ride, it was a spotlight. But here's the thing. We just come off a big expansion. Thunder Valley nearly took the winds out of our sails. And when I looked at the blueprint, I didn't see opportunity. I saw a mismatch. The park wasn't there yet. We weren't pulling in thrill seekers from 4 states out. We needed something smaller, smarter, something families could do together. So I turned it down. Said thanks, shook his hand, and told him to try again in a few years. I figured we'd build up slow and steady. Instead of going sky high, I went the other direction, into the trees. Out behind Thunder Valley, we had this patch of old woods. Thick as thieves, real quiet. Heck, I thought, what if we turned it into something the whole family could get lost in? Rustic rides, river rafts, creaky boards, and stories tucked into the walls. That became Deadbolt Grove. A place you didn't just ride through, you wandered through it. You found it. No steel skyline, no records, but it felt real. But I'll tell you, when I watched him walk out of that room, I had this weird little feeling, like maybe I just blinked and missed something. Sure enough, a couple years later, Cedar Point opens Magnum XL-200. Same idea, same company, only difference, they said yes. They didn't just build a coaster, they built a national brand. While we were still hammering driftwood signs and setting up barrel stacks for a raft ride. Look, I'm not saying Deadbolt Grove was a bad call. It's got charm, story, roots. But that moment, that fork in the road, sometimes I wonder if we played it too safe. While Cedar Point, they played to win. Not every legacy lives in steel and airtime. Some get built in the woods, slow, creaky, and full of heart. Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode here of Grand States Mid-America as we continue to expand out our 80s version of Grand States Mid-America. I'm just hanging out here in our recent episode of Thunder Valley where we had everything Thunder related. So if you didn't see that episode already, be sure to go check it out there as we built the Thunder Hall, got our dance shoes on, also installed the brand new shuttle loop coaster in the park. Fits in really well. And yeah, we're going to be exploring everything that Harry was talking about. Pretty pivotal episode there. And I had a lot of fun kind of thinking up a storyline that kind of intertwined and integrated itself into real world kind of parks with Cedar Point right down the road from where Mid-America is and everything. So I think that's kind of a fun tie-in there. So before we get exploring the brand new area of the park, I want to do some quick housekeeping. One of the big comments, speaking of the shuttle loop just a minute ago, that I was getting about, one of the big comments in the last video was, hey, where did you get that shuttle loop, or how did you build the shuttle loop coaster? I've been wanting to build one of those for a long time in my park. And yeah, at the time of recording, I could not remember for the life of me if I built that or if that was a workshop item. And turns out it is indeed a workshop item. So if we go over here in my workshop bit here, all 150 of them. I know I have it here. I was just looking at it. It is a workshop item you're going to want to download right here. The Thunderbolt and Laser Loop from AJC 1992. They did an amazing recreation of not only one but two coasters from Kennywood Park, the Thunderbolt and Laser Loop. So I went ahead and nabbed that in the background there and installed it in Mid-America. So very, very grateful to them for making that. And just so y'all know, I know I didn't really focus on it too much last time, but the shuttle loop coaster, it does not do the backwards spike, unfortunately. So it's not like a complete shuttle in the game. They don't have it programmed like that quite yet. Actually, we'll see it here in just a second. Let me speed it up. There they go back through here, and you'll see that the shuttle loop will not shuttle. It'll stop right there. But you know what? They still did a great job recreating it and at least getting the coaster looking like it does in real life, right? So, and then the other bit of maintenance real quick, a little bit of catch up that I wanted to do.
Arguing with the fence yesterday. Authorities report the fence won.
There it was right there in the background. I went ahead and made a custom radio station that's about 20 minutes long or so for the park. So yeah, I spent an entire night where I just wasn't feeling building, but I was still wanting to do something with Mid-America. And yeah, all of the music and little in-betweens that you can hear, DJ in-betweens that you can hear right now are all, yeah, kind of custom made by myself there. I downloaded these songs from a site called Epidemic Sound that a lot of creators use that have copyright free music. So I put a bunch of those songs together, like I said, about 20 minutes worth of songs, and then I went and wrote out a bunch of little like jokey kind of like weather bits and DJ in between. So yeah, you'll kind of hear that throughout the park. So my plan is I'll probably upload that as a separate file, either and put it in the description as like a Google Drive file. So if you'd like to add that to the park, walking around and everything, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you want to add it to your own park, you can do that as well. But yeah, like I said, had a ton of fun with that. Was very inspired by the Simpsons. I've been watching the heck out of the Simpsons right now on Disney Plus. So I wanted to get some of that fun Simpsons type humor, tongue-in-cheek humor in the park with the radio station. So yeah, again, if you start to hear the radio station throughout the park, that was all made by yourself, or by you made it. No, I did. Made by myself there. So I had a ton of fun. So let's go ahead and walk down the path into the woods here as we come across the new area that Harry was talking about, and that's going to be Deadbolt Grove. So yeah, here is our newest, biggest expansion in the Grand States Mid-America catalog, and yeah, I really had a lot of fun with this. This was my first big build chomp coming back to the game for the last 3 or 4 months where I kind of took a break. The last episode, everything you saw was pretty much built, well, yeah, like I said, like 3 or 4 months ago. So this is all the first stuff that I've built, and wow, what a week it was building out Deadbolt Grove and getting the story set for it and all that fun stuff. So yes, Harry was saying this is what went in place of what would have been, I don't think we mentioned the name of it, would have been called a Centurion. Was going to be the 200-foot hypercoaster that was going to be coming into this area of the park. But yeah, like I said, went ahead and opted for a more family-friendly, themed up area. So this could be one of the big turning points as far as theme goes for the park as well. You're going to notice an uptick in the buildings and the architecture, and again, in these kind of storytelling and theme that we have kind of going on for this area. So yeah, the whole thing is that we're in Deadbolt Grove, a kind of forgotten either like mining or lumberjack kind of town, and yeah, just kind of the rest of the world kept going, but the town kind of stuck in place with all of its wacky residents and just kind of falling apart at the seams, duct tape held together buildings and stuff like that. So yep, you're gonna have a lot of tongue-in-cheek and a lot of like little funny puns and everything as we go throughout the area, the town here. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the town from right to left there. So the first thing you're gonna get is kind of a mix between a multi-purpose building that's gonna have a restaurant and a general store, like a merchandise shop inside of it. So the interior, there's nothing going on really. I did set up a restaurant here, so we will have guests going in and out of the building at least. But yeah, I had a lot of fun kind of setting up all of the names and kind of keeping the lore going as we kind of go throughout this town. So you have Frank's Joint on the right. Try the chili, just don't ask what's in it. You don't want to know. Regular restaurant here, and then on the left-hand side we have Auntie Pam's Bakery, and then on the left of that is Uncle Jerry's General Store, who they sell tools, salt, oils, and a sock. OG Grand States Mid-America people will remember something about a sock earlier in episodes, right? So that's where the other sock is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go back and watch some episodes there, friend. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making these over here and just getting all the details out. And another big shout out for a piece of scenery, or a lot of scenery, from one great user like this Winston cigarette dispenser, the newspaper dispenser, the Shell gas station here, pump on the left side here. We have the jukebox as well. So yeah, this user did a really good job. Found a bunch of stuff on their profile, or on their workshop profile. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to them and have you all check out their profile, since it is pretty dang awesome there. So this is all going to come from, so this is from Stray PZ. And there's their workshop name and number, so look them up. And as you can see, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff installed from their workshop. Probably going to keep following them as well to see what else they come up with, because yeah, they have a lot of great stuff on their shop. Really have a good focus on like cars, and look at, they got the mystery machine here from Scooby-Doo, planes, dragsters, and yeah, just really overall really great builds. And they did some really great vintage like jukeboxes and cigarette machines and fire hydrants and just a bunch of stuff that really fit into the build today. So shout out to them. Great job building all that stuff and putting it up on the workshop. So let's go ahead and go to the right hand side, stick to the right hand side, I should say. And man, you know what, before talking about the next thing, I love the views that we're getting of Grand One in the back, right? I actually purposely took out the chainsaw actually and knocked down a bunch of trees right here along the ridge line here, just so we can get some really cool views of not only it going up and over here, but you also get this really cool section right through here where it's kind of doing going through the valley, and it's kind of getting most of its speed. Hey, speaking of, there it goes right there. Woo! But okay, next up in the Deadbolt Grove Valley, or area, excuse me, we have the dance hall. So this is kind of an outdoor dance venue that would host that like dances and square dances to kind of fit into the theme of the area, but also maybe like talent shows, and maybe local performers could come here and set up like bluegrass acts, or just kind of keeping it within the theme of Deadwood Grove and everything. But yeah, no, really had I really think this fits in. I know it's a lot newer than everything else in the area, but I think it'd be kind of funny, or a fun idea, that the townsfolk, maybe they let everything else kind of go into disarray as far as the town goes, but the dance hall where they have the most fun and have the most entertainment, they were like, no, keep that up all the time. We're going to put the most money into the dance hall always. So, but yeah, we have a few signs out for one sign out front today. We got dance today if Ed shows up. So, Ed is the local musician. So as long as Ed shows up, there will be a dance today. So let's all hope that Ed shows up. So as we spin around here is the big part that took up the vast majority of my time this week. And oh my gosh, I had so much fun doing this. This was such a cool, I love any build where I get to throw junk at the wall, essentially. So you get your big base structure in the back, and this is all going to be based upon bar mill builds. For those of you that are newer to the channel or never heard me talk about these, bar mill builds are basically model railroad buildings. And if you type in either on Pinterest or Google just bar mill builds model railroad, you will and then go to images, you will find just a bunch of great resources for buildings that look just like this, with a ton of detail on them. And yeah, again, I just love whenever I get to have kind of a, it's not the most complicated base structure in the back when you really look past all of the details and junk and everything like that. But that's the thing, is that once you start to add in all of these details and little moving parts, not too many animatronics and not too much smoke or effects or anything, but just little things here and there,
it really starts to layer upon itself until you get something where, at least in my opinion, it looks really, really fun and just really lived out, right? Like somebody really lives in this kind of area. So, but yeah, this is going to be the gift shop, the main gift shop for our main ride in the area, which is our Deadwood Grove expedition, or river expedition, I should say. But yeah, this is the exit area, and that leads into this whole backside being a merchandise shop and restrooms and maybe a little eatery and stuff like that. But there you go. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and go through the line, because oh man, yeah, I'm just gonna keep, like, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but again, had so much fun making this queue line, and a lot of it has to do with the recent update that we got with taking off the curbs and the foundation and the supports to our lines, because now you kind of have a lot more freedom and you don't have to cover up all of the foundations and curbs that are constantly kind of poking their way up. So everything looks just a lot more natural, a lot more yeah, just natural and realistic looking, in my opinion. So but yeah, as we go through here, you're just kind of making your way through a few like abandoned buildings until you get to this river expedition that takes you on the backside of the town, where maybe a lot of industry used to be, or a lot of buildings used to be, but now it's just a old creek or old river that the locals kind of take expeditions down, excuse me, and you know, it's gonna have a lot of fun on the back rivers, back creeks and everything. And you, as a tourist to this town, are gonna go ahead and see what the locals do as the locals do, right? So but yeah, as I linger on this shot right here, this is the area there. It went from, yeah, it's a pretty cool build, to oh, that's a really cool build. This little plot right here, I think I had like the oil pump from the Western theme just sitting there and kind of gussied up, and it looked all right, but I was just like, no. It just wasn't quite it. But yeah, put in a little watering hole right here, spruce that up with a lot of the Viking theme and barrels and all that stuff, and yeah, all of a sudden it turned into from okay to, oh yeah, this is it. So yeah, and just everywhere you look, you kind of get these really fun, great views of not only this area, but I'm going to keep harping on it, of also Grand One that towers over the entire park, right? And you're starting to get these really cool views of the of that coaster everywhere. So here's our main switchback building, and watch all of our guests do a Derek Zoolander. If you've ever seen that movie, they all have to do a spin. Look at them. All of them have to, none of them can turn to the left or whatever, or they can't turn right or whatever it is from that movie. So the vast majority of them do this like spin move as they come through here. So just keep watching the guests. There, see, he did it. They're gonna probably see, he's gonna do it over here. I don't know what it is, but the guests, the pathfinding system is a little borked right now, so they might have to come back and get a patch out for that. But here's our main switchback building, and again, without the curbs or foundation or anything, we get this clean looking square, or you can kind of hide it and make up a square looking regular like cattle pen area here. So very, very happy with this recent update, just how clean everything looks without the curbs and the foundations and the supports and everything. So that leads you back out and around, go past one little campsite. I was going to add so much more to this, but I started to run out of creativity essentially near the end of the build. But yeah, one little campsite build, and then that finally brings you into our station building here, where you finally board. I was going to go ahead and make one of the more realistic looking river rafts kind of station where it's more of a circular motion, but I just did not have it in me. Someone has made a great one that is up on the workshop. I believe it's one of the top downloaded things, and I was going to maybe repurpose it, but you know, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, I'm okay with it. So I've seen people make the realistic circular stations for the river rafts or river rapids, and it looks fantastic. I love it. But yeah, I was kind of it's fine, we're done. So hopefully one day we get Frontier to actually make a station that is really like that and everything. So but yeah, I had a really fun inspiration here with our corrugated roof pieces, shrinking the 4-meter version way down, and then making a roof piece or a roof set here, and you get some really nice lighting on the inside with all of the kind of tilted and cracked out pieces and kind of missing holes and everything in the tiles. So really like how that turned out. So that is the vast majority of the area. Then yeah, you exit into where I already showed off before. But yeah, that is the vast majority of I keep calling it Deadwood Grove. Is that really the name, or am I like just confusing a show I'm watching right now? And Deadbolt. It is. I've been watching Deadwood on, on HBO, and it's Deadbolt. Okay, Deadbolt Grove. Yeah, that's the one that we're doing. But yeah, that is the vast majority of the town there. I do want to come back to this place because, I mean, I do have more attractions and stuff. Like we do have what I named Hot Rodder down here as our accompanying flat ride attraction, but like I said, I kind of ran out of inspiration near the end and I wanted to get the video out for you all, and I feel like I did enough for the week. But yeah, I think we are going to kind of continue on this area for the next episode or next few episodes there, because I do want to get more of the town kind of built out. But yeah, so before we go ahead and take a ride on the big ol' attraction here, I'll kind of zoom around. What do you think of the direction now of Grand States Mid-America? We're kind of, I'm trying to keep it, you know, still light theming-ish. We'll see if you agree on the light theming as we go through the Grand Rapids, or the Rapids and everything. But yeah, we're trying to keep it in between kind of that Six Flags, Cedar Point, and Dollywood kind of theming as the park evolves. I figure for the mid-'80s, that can start to be its kind of jumping off point, pivot point a little bit to start to theme up rides a little bit more, start to think about theming and story rather than just slapping rides down. So yeah, hopefully this land isn't too over gussied up or too over themed, but you know, that's kind of the direction I'm wanting to more or less go into with the future expansions of Grand States Mid-America. So yeah, hopefully this all kind of works out as far as theming goes and the budget of our little mid-range park goes and all that kind of fun stuff. So but yeah, hey, let me go ahead and stop yapping there, and we'll go ahead and take a ride on Deadbolt Grove. But yeah, before we do, if this is your first time hanging out with us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button there. Stay up to date with all of the latest Grand States Mid-America videos and all the Planet Coaster 2 fun builds that we do as well. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Helps get the video out to more people and break out of the YouTube algorithm and all that kind of fun stuff. So hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out and joining me for this new episode of Grand States Mid-America. And yeah, enjoy your ride on the Deadbolt Grand Expedition. I keep like switching up different names. That's why there's no like official like placard out front yet. I have like 3 different names I keep calling this ride, but let's go with the Deadbolt River Expedition. All right, that sounds good. Okay. Enjoy your ride. I'll see you all next episode there. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.